I met a stranger, and it changed my life forever. Genre: romantic, emotional, light suspense tone. Cinematic, heartfelt, engaging target audience. Young adults. Let me ask you something before we begin. Have you ever met someone, completely by accident, and felt, deep in your chest, that nothing after that moment would ever be the same? Not love at first sight, not some movie cliché, just a feeling, quiet, strange, like the universe tapped you on the shoulder and whispered, "Pay attention." Bro. That's exactly what happened to me. And by the time this story is over, I think you'll understand why I never forgot that night. It was a Tuesday, late October, the kind of night where the rain doesn't pour, it just lingers, like it's not sure if it wants to stay. I had missed my bus. Again. I was standing under the narrow roof of a closed bookshop on Elm Street, holding a coffee I had already stopped tasting, staring at my phone pretending I wasn't completely alone. I was. 26. I had a job I didn't love, an apartment that felt too quiet, and a habit of telling people I was fine when I wasn't. I think a lot of you know that feeling. And then she appeared, not dramatically, not in slow motion. She just walked under the same little roof, shook the rain off her jacket, looked at the sky like it had personally offended her, and said, "Seriously? I had one umbrella. One. And I left it at the cafe." She wasn't talking to me. She was talking to no one. Or maybe rain. I wasn't sure, but I laughed. Not a polite laugh. A real one. The kind that sneaks out before you can stop it. She looked at me. And I looked at her. You think this is funny? A little bit. Yeah. I've been on my feet for 11 hours. My coffee got cold. And now this. What do you do? That keeps you on your feet for 11 hours? Why? Are you going to feel sorry for me? Maybe. Depends on the answer. She laughed then. Just a small one, but it was real. Her name was Lena. She was a nurse at the hospital 2 blocks away. She had just finished a double shift. She smelled like antiseptic and rain and something soft underneath like vanilla maybe. Or maybe I was imagining things. We stood there for 22 minutes under that tiny roof while the rain made up its mind. 22 minutes. I know because I checked my phone later, wondering how so much time had passed so quickly. We talked about everything and nothing. She told me she hated horror movies but watched they anyway because her roommate loved them. I told her I once tried to cook pasta and somehow set off the smoke alarm twice. She told me her middle name was Rose, which she found embarrassing for reasons she couldn't explain. I told her I still slept with a fan on even in winter just for the sound. Small things, ridiculous things. But here's what I've learned about people: the ridiculous small things. Those are the real things. The big things, people rehearse. They polish them up and hand them to you carefully. But the small, embarrassing, random things, those fall out when someone makes you feel safe enough to stop performing. And somehow, in 22 minutes, under a roof barely big enough for 2 people, standing next to someone whose last name I didn't even know I had stopped performing, the rain stopped. And she looked up at the sky, that same look she gave it when she arrived, but softer now. Almost grateful. Okay, I should go. I have to be back in 9 hours. 9 hours isn't a lot of sleep. No, it isn't. It was nice talking to you, Daniel. You remembered my name. You said it once. I pay attention. And just like that, she was gone. Down the wet street, around the corner, into the dark. I stood there for a moment longer than I probably should have. I didn't get her number. I didn't ask where she worked exactly. I didn't even say anything clever at the end. I just let her walk away. And the entire walk home, I had this feeling I can only describe as something just started. And I don't know what it is, but it started. I went home, made tea, sat by my window. And for the first time in months, I didn't feel the quiet like loneliness. I felt it like possibility. But what I didn't know, what I couldn't have known, was that the next time I saw her, everything I thought I understood about that night would turn out to be wrong. I didn't go looking for her. It was a Thursday, 2 weeks later. I was at the hospital, not because of her. My friend Marcus had broken his wrist playing basketball, classic Marcus move, and I had promised to pick him up after his checkup. I was sitting in the waiting area, reading a magazine from 2021 like it was breaking news, when I heard a voice behind the reception desk. Warm, slightly tired, but kind. I looked up, and there she was, Lena, in scrubs now. Hair pulled back, completely in her element, moving through that hallway like she had been built for it. My first instinct was to leave. version of me under that rainy bookshop that was an accidental, unguarded version. A version that had nothing to lose because he expected nothing. But this version? Sitting in a hospital waiting room holding a 2021 magazine, trying to look casual? This version was terrified, but then she turned, and she saw me. For 1 second, just one, I watched her face change. Surprise. Recognition. Something else. "You're not sick, are you?" "My friend. Basketball injury." "Marcus? How did you?" I was his attending nurse. "He talked about you the entire checkup." We both let that sit there for a moment. "That's a little strange." "A little. Are you going to set off any smoke alarms while you're here?" And just like that, we were back. Marcus came out 20 minutes later, wrist-wrapped, grinning, and immediately looked between us. Oh, interesting. Don't. Has he told you about the smoke alarm story yet?" "Twice, actually." "Twice. He likes you, Marcus. I will leave you. Here." She walked us out. "There's a little cafe on Birch Avenue. They make terrible coffee but excellent cake. I go there on Saturday mornings when I have the day off. I'm not saying you should come. I'm just mentioning it." "What time?" 10. Saturday came. I got there early. Ordered tea, tried to look casual. She arrived at 10:01. Wearing a yellow jacket, hair down, carrying a book she never opened. "Get the lemon cake. Trust me. You got here early." "How do you know?" "Your tea is half gone. It takes about 10 minutes to drink half a cup if you're nervous." "Were you nervous?" "Maybe a little." "Me too." We stayed in that cafe for 3 hours. The conversation was rare, honest. I asked why she became a nurse. "My younger brother was in the hospital for a long time. Doctors came and went. Nurses stayed. I wanted to be someone who stays." We walked after. She showed me a bookshop, a bench, a mural. She wasn't showing places. She was showing herself. At the mural, she said, "That night, you made me feel light. I think about it sometimes." "I think about it too. I should tell you something about why I haven't dated in a long time." Then her phone rang. She looked at it. Her face changed. "I have to go. I'm sorry." And she left. Something was wrong. She didn't reply. 3 days passed. On the 4th day, Marcus called. He told me everything. She had been engaged. Her fiancé got sick. She stayed. He recovered, then left her. The call at the mural? It was him. After 2 years. I went to her apartment. "I'm not here to talk about it. I just wanted you to know I'm here." We sat on her kitchen floor. After he left, I thought I was too much, too steady. Being steady isn't a flaw. It felt like one. The night we met, you were exhausted and still kind. Someone who leaves a person like that doesn't get to make you question who you are. You're very easy to talk to. I'm mediocre at most things, so I'll take it. We talked until midnight. "I'm not ready, cry," she said. "But I don't want to stop this." "That's fair." Weeks passed, then months. She healed slowly. And I learned being there for someone's healing isn't a sacrifice. It's a privilege. 1 year later, we stood under that same roof. I almost took a cab that night. "I'm glad you didn't." She looked at me. "I'm ready now." I took her hand. She didn't pull away. Later, she showed me something. A journal entry from that same night. She had written about me, just like I had thought about her. We both felt it. We just didn't know. I used to think life-changing moments were loud. But sometimes, they're quiet. Standing in the rain next to a stranger, laughing, being real, and everything changes. If you're out there feeling alone, hold on. The rooftops are small, but the right person will stand under one with you. Thank you for watching.